Hey guys, it's Keisha here. Welcome back to my channel. Good to see you. Good to be here. Happy holidays, everybody. New Year's Eve is a couple weeks away, and I want to look my best for the holidays. And I've got a lot of grays going on right now. I've got a lot of grays, and then I also have some weird color thing going on with my hair, and I really want to dye it. I do have henna hair, so there's a lot of controversy around using dye over henna hair. There are heavy metals that can be found in a lot of hennas that can cause a lot of damage, and a lot of bad things can happen if you use a henna that has metals with dye. But if you use a natural henna, generally there really isn't anything to worry about. I've put dye over henna before in the past, and I haven't had any problems. The henna that I use is actually really, really natural. I usually order from Mahandi. They are really great. Yeah, they don't have metals in their stuff, as long as it's really pure henna that you're using. I mean, if you decide to do this, make sure, triple check that the henna you use is really pure, because it can go wrong. So a lot of hennas say they're natural, and then they're actually not. So just do your research before you decide to do this. I'm going with a really, really dark black. I wanted kind of like a blue black, and I'm gonna be using Garnier's Nutrisse Ultra Color. I have used some of their stuff before, and I've never had any problems. I want to try the dye that has, I think it's like missing ammonia or something. I don't remember, but this is just old school dye. It's permanent. I'm not doing semi-permanent because I really want to get rid of a lot of the grays. You can actually see where the henna is on the ends. You see where it's kind of brassy, bronzy color. So I've got 3 different colors going on. I don't really think it's looking really good at this point. I hennaed my hair about 3 to 4 months ago, so it's been a while. If I do decide to put dye over hennaed hair, I really like to put a lot of distance between when I hennaed it last and when I dye it. And also when I henna my hair, I generally only do a touch-up. I only do just that front of basically the front, just to get rid of the grays. And I say that because it means that the rest of my hair hasn't been hennaed in a really long time. I do not like henna anymore. I've tried, I've done the back and forth, I've kind of deliberated, we've had conversations, we had moments, and honestly, all of them have been negative. I am ready to move on. I do not want any more henna in my hair. It makes it look really, really dry. It makes it, the texture of my hair has gotten coarser from using the henna. And I think that if you're out there and you've experienced this, you're not crazy. Henna is not for everyone. And I've tried all the tricks to try to make it more moisturizing for my hair. I've done aloe powder, I've added amla so that it wouldn't change my curl pattern, which it also does, and I don't like that. I've taken lemon juice and apple cider vinegar out of the recipe. Doesn't matter. It just doesn't work for me. That's pretty much it. Come along for the ride with me, and yeah. All right, so we've got the developer, and we have the cream, and then we have this kind of oil that has to go all of these go in here. It's pretty straightforward. Actually, before I do that, I'm gonna put some, I like to use grapeseed oil because grapeseed oil does not cause any breaking out on my face. My skin is very sensitive, so if I was using something like heavy, like Vaseline, that's gonna be too much for me. So I'm just gonna put that around my edges so that I don't get my skin stained. I've got the oil. Okay, so they say put some gloves on. These gloves always suck. Anybody else hate these gloves that they give you? They're always really, really big. Actually, I think I have tighter ones that I can use. I think I have ones that are better. Well, these aren't all that much better. They're a little better. So I'm gonna snap this off. Whoa. Whoa. When you snap that open, be very careful because that almost went right into my face. And now I'm adding the cream. And now we've got this, and I'm just gonna dump all of this in there. I just realized I probably should have separated my hair before I started doing this. Possibly. I'm just gonna shake this up. So I'm gonna start taking my hair out. And yeah, I really should have probably done this first. Whatevs. I split my hair up into 3 parts. So it's all in, and I did do it off camera because it was getting really messy and I didn't want it all over the floor. I have 2 cats, and the last thing I wanted was for them to get exposed to like heavy chemicals. So sorry I didn't record all of it, but this is what it looks like now. As you can see, it's turning really blue-black, which is fantastic. I have a plastic bag that I'm gonna put on my head now. Just gonna let it stew for like 20 minutes. I wanna explain a little bit what I did, because I didn't show you guys. I squirted a lot of the cream into my hand, and then I used my hand to kind of comb over around the front of my head where my edges are. And then the rest of my hair I kept squirting into my hand, and then I just kind of brushed it over the rest of my hair. I'm really kind of messy about applying. I don't really get every single chunk of hair, and I stayed pretty far away from my scalp for the rest of my hair. So I really focused on the front, closer to the scalp and the front. And then as I got further back, I just went probably maybe about this far away from my actual root, so that I'm not getting much on my actual scalp. Overall, I think I was very successful in keeping a lot of it away from my scalp. I'm not trying to, I don't need my roots to be black, black, black all the way in the back. So after I rinse it out, I'm just gonna share what the color difference, and then in a day or two, just show you what the end result was. So look at that. There are a couple grays here and there that, you know, didn't get covered, but that's totally fine. I don't mind. For the most part, most of it is pretty black. I think it looks fantastic. I'm loving it. So hey, this is 4 days later, and I'm super happy with the end result. I think it came out really good. My biggest concern was that it was going to feel really brittle after doing it, but it actually doesn't. It feels very soft. I can tell that I did some kind of a process on it, which is to be expected, but it doesn't feel like anything that can't be fixed with a couple weeks of deep conditioning. So I'm really, really happy with it. The color is very dark. It's what I wanted. I hope that this video is a really good reference point and sets aside any fears that any of you might have out there about using dye over previously hennaed hair. I do recommend, though, it's extremely important that you double check to find out which kind of henna you used, just because it's going to be a huge factor to tell you if it's going to be safe to do this or not. But that's pretty much everything. If you like this video, please do give me a thumbs up, and then also, subscribe. I don't post as often as a lot of other YouTubers do. I don't post, every week or every other week, but my intention is to never stop posting videos. So I will always be sharing content, and if you are subscribed and any of this content is valuable to you, please do also hit the notification button, because that is going to be the best way for you to know when I've posted something. But yeah, either way, I thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Happy holidays.